Thursday afternoon was the NBA's trade deadline. Lots of moves did happen, and a couple moves did not happen, which I know myself, I expected, one player at least to be on the move out of the Toronto Raptors organization. Joining me today to break down all these deadline moves is Chris King, head coach of the women's basketball team at Lakeland College. Chris, thank you for taking this time and joining me.
Hey, thanks for having me on. I appreciate it.
Now, Chris, as I kind of mentioned there, one player that didn't move, who I expected to move, was Kyle Lowry, kind of the captain and that cornerstone of the Toronto Raptors team, and has been for a while, but he is a unrestricted free agent come up this summer. Now, Chris, did you expect him to move? And, with him not moving, how do you think that plays out for the Raptors in the future?
Yeah, it definitely sounded like they were shopping him, and I think they shopped him right till the end of the trade deadline. Unfortunately for the Raptors, acquiring assets is hard when Lowry's contract is so high. And knowing that he's going to hit free agency, I think a lot of teams were balking at the price of him. Now, plus side for Raptors fans, I think we can all agree he's the heart and soul of Toronto basketball. So it's going to be nice to see him staying there. And if he decides to stay long term, I think that's going to be great. But we just lost out on some assets, unfortunately, because of that contract.
Now, another Toronto Raptor who was on the move was Norman Powell, a great six-man going to the Portland Trail Blazers. Now, he most likely will not be starting there, as guards in Damian Lillard and CJ McCollum are two great guards there. But I mean, what is the Portland Trail Blazers getting in one of the best six men in the league, really?
Yeah, I think they're adding shooting, plain and simple, right? They're going to add someone that can score, and most likely he's going to be in that role off the bench. And hopefully when McCollum and Lillard are off, he can add. I really like the trade coming back for the Raptors there. I like what the Raptors received, but I think Powell is going to help them out. I'm sad to see him go, but sometimes that has to happen.
And he was having a career year. That's another one when it does come to free agency in this offseason. It might have been a tough one for the Raptors to renegotiate for a contract there. Moving on now, probably the biggest name in my mind, at least, that was dished at this deadline was Victor Oladipo, going from the Houston Rockets, where he just spent, a cup of coffee there, very short time, especially with his injuries, didn't get into a ton of games, but he does go to the Miami Heat, who are looking like they're trying to build up for another championship run. Do you like this move from the Heat here, Chris?
Well, yeah, they didn't have to pay too much for a former All-Star. Now, Oladipo hasn't been as good since he's had his major injury, but he's still a really good NBA player. So in Miami, their culture is so good. You insert a guy like that, I wouldn't be surprised to see Miami take off with Butler getting healthy and everyone else starting to play better basketball there.
And Kelly Olynyk is one of the pieces who is moving out of Miami there, the big Canadian. But it is also rumored that LaMarcus Aldridge will be bought out by the San Antonio Spurs. And, a possible destination for him is looking like the Miami Heat. So they're looking to really build around there. And another thing just about Oladipo, I mean, he's going to a Heat team where he's not going to be relied on quite as much as he was with either the Pacers or with the Rockets there, with John Wall in and out as well. I guess just how do you like that sort of three-piece set there with now Oladipo, obviously Jimmy Butler, and Bam Adebayo?
Yeah, I like the piece a lot, and I like the shooters that they have surrounding it. And as you said, you take a guy that's been a superstar and is looking for his next contract. I think he's going to be playing, pressure free and up tempo. And I think he's going to create a lot of things for them. I think that makes them kind of a dangerous threat in the East heading towards a playoff push.
Now, final note here, Chris, the Denver Nuggets are going with depth as they add a number of forwards, Aaron Gordon and JaVale McGee there. I mean, how important is depth come down the stretch in the playoffs?
Yeah, I love what Denver did. And let's be honest, Denver's trades all said, we got to beat the Lakers. It's all about beating the Lakers and stopping Davis and LeBron. So I like bringing Gordon. McGee's a shot blocker. I think what they want to be able to do is switch when they play the Lakers and be versatile. So I'm a big fan of what they did. It's giving them a legit shot to get to the NBA Finals.
And Aaron Gordon, another guy who's had a career year when it comes to shooting. And like you said, I mean, he's athletic, good defender, maybe not shut down LeBron James, but could help in that process. Chris, thank you very much for taking this time and joining me. It should be exciting to see, how the NBA season finishes up here.
Hey, thanks for having me once again.